chatting with Tash first. And Helene has joined us. Excellent. Can't wait to speak to you too, Helene. See you in a moment. Tash, how are you doing?
Good. Yeah, good. Had a good sleep.
Good.
Yeah, and I'm feeling a big release after yesterday.
Yes.
So that's great. Yeah, really good.
That's really good. Okay, cool. So,
I think what I wanted to talk about is the retreat.
Yes.
Because it's approaching end of August and we don't have any sales yet.
Okay.
So, which I'm a bit surprised about. And I have a feeling it's because the retreat is in a bit of an obscure location. It's in UYSC.
Okay.
Which is like 5 hours from Newcastle, which is where a lot of my people are. About 3.5 from Sydney. And it's the middle of winter. But I mean, I don't know. I do know that if people are like really committed about something, they'll travel and they'll prioritize it. I'm just wondering if there's something that we're missing in our messaging and our copy.
Okay, so I do feel with a retreat, like the destination does matter. So
yeah, me too.
This is where perhaps what's been happening energetically is a bit of, well, we just won't really talk about where it is. We won't use that as a selling point.
Yeah, okay, yes, that's a good point. Yep.
And we'll just speak about the power of retreating, the beauty of potentially the venue, but not so much about the place, which like if you're going to drive for 3 or 5 hours, you have to want to go there as well. And so I feel there's opportunity here to actually turn toward that, which it may have been sort of swept under the rug a little bit, like, oh, it doesn't matter, we just won't focus on it, to instead be what are the selling points of that location? Like why did you choose it? And really taking full ownership of the fact that you chose that location as well as that venue. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I was actually, because I'm in Canberra now, the location's about an hour from here. I was considering taking a drive out there.
Yeah.
And doing some video out there, you know, some like, here I am. Yes, I'm at the beautiful. I mean, hopefully I would be able to go to the venue.
Yeah, that would be
to the property.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
because we've kind of given ourselves a couple of weeks. Oh, hang on. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Am I muted?
No.
Oh, okay. I think the internet's a bit slow. We've given ourselves a couple of weeks. Oh, hello.
Yep, I've got you.
Yep, you got me. Okay, cool. If we haven't sold at least a fair few tickets in the next couple of weeks, then we're gonna have to postpone it because it's just getting too close. I think and obviously like the venue needs I think 2 or 3 weeks notice to postpone. So we're going to run a 3-day challenge next week, which is a bit soon, but we kind of up against the clock a little bit. I think we're going to call it the Creatrix Vortex. So it'll be like a 3-day challenge. We'll delve into, you know, different aspects of Creatrix energy and sacred leadership and self-expression, voice activation, and talk a lot more about it.
Yeah, there's a few things dropping in all at once. And one is what are the, like, look at the need versus desire, right? So there are some key pieces around developing leadership, around amplifying your voice, claiming creatrix power. Those are all desire-based things.
They are.
Which is absolutely perfect, and it's completely perfect to sell to desire rather than need. But then you need to
want to touch on the need too, though. You're right.
There's two levels to it, right? Sometimes we desire something and then we use the need to justify it, to justify this, you know, the investment. But we don't necessarily have to. So you may just need to elevate, amplify, lean into the desire. What is it that she really desires? And how can you amplify that and lean into that and give her a taste of that with the brand presence, you know, with the posts, with the, like, how can you let her feel the energy of the retreat in a way that makes her go, oh, I want that. And I
Yeah.
really do think going to the place will absolutely help.
Yeah.
But also speaking about who she desires to become, and that is a confident creatrix who can express herself freely, who can tune into her creative longings and desires, and who can claim her style, her unique style of potent leadership for herself and then her people. And so it's like it's really where personal development meets professional
absolutely is actually.
And it's more about owning that. It's like, if you're going to be an effective leader, if you're going to be powerful in your expression, if you're going to be a creative CEO that oozes creativity and joyful creative flow, you need to fill the well. You have a responsibility to yourself, but also there's this desire to return home to the self, to receive that beauty, that nourishment, that input. And so we need to show them all of that for them to want it. And I'm just sort of seeing like a frosted glass window, like it's almost like you've told them a little bit, but you haven't shown them, and then you're wondering why they're not buying it. It's like, if there's a product that we want to buy, we look at it, we touch it, we feel it, we smell it, we and we're like, I really want this bag, say. Or beautiful piece of jewelry, say, and it's like, it's through engaging with it that we resonate with it and we desire it. And yet I feel like in terms of the marketing so far, it's been based on concept.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And selling someone an intellectual concept is not going to get them to travel for 3 hours to have an experience.
I also noticed that I haven't really claimed, like, how is this going to shift your business? How is this going to transform your soul, your mission? We've kind of just been, you're right, dancing around the concept of like creatrix energy and self-expression, and kind of haven't gone in deep enough.
Topics or something, rather than this is a transformational portal that you're invited into. So there's several layers to this. One is the embodiment yourself, and owning the fact that you have this power. To facilitate that transformation with and for others, and with your co-creator.
And I think doing that through some like storytelling. Look at what I've created in the last couple of years. Maybe.
And how have I done that? by claiming my creativity, by taking my place as a leader, by amplifying my voice, and that takes inner work. And that inner work is really enjoyable, and it supports you to become who you came here to become, right? To be. And so
just worried that, because I've spoken a lot about like how I've reprogrammed my old ways of operating and creating, and that's been quite a recent overhaul for me, or a recent shift. That's an
evolution rather than
an evolution. You're right.
That's not like, I've only just started this journey. You've
been on
this journey for the last 20 years.
And
now it's not like you're now teaching. You're not created a retreat where you teach people how to sync their cycles to the moon and structure accordingly. And that's your most recent evolution personally. That's not what you're selling here. They're different. They're different.
Totally. Okay. I think it's a really claiming my what my personal experience in this space, and
professional
and
in terms of facilitating transformation, and then being clear around like, who is this perfect for? Who should desire this? If you think about that, like, who should really want this? Rather than just like, who needs this? Because honestly, no one needs a retreat. Like,
it is a desire based.
It's a desire based thing, and and that's equally valid. And the person who purchases out of desire needs to actually experience the desire. And I feel like describing a concept to them is not the same thing as showcasing the retreat experience that they will desire. And
Yeah.
so rather than talking about concepts, I invite you to park that now and actually embody and present the experience that you are inviting them to.
Okay, that sounds really good. And what do you think about the 3-day Creatrix Vortex as a bit of a
it's good as long as it's not, again, more talking about concepts. Because that's not what is going to, like, prepare them for the retreat in the 3 days.
Okay.
So that by the end of the 3 days, they're like, I can't not go.
Say that again.
Prepare them for the retreat in those 3 days, so that by the end of the 3 days, they're like, I can't not go. I really want to do this.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
You know what I mean? Rather than talking about concepts and it being almost kind of podcasty.
Yeah.
Or summity, and it not actually anchoring into the transformational experience.
Because like there's so many like you know, activations and processes that we could do with them, but I also don't want to give it all away inside of that as well.
Yeah, I think it's more about setting context, setting the scene, making it clear around like what are the key concepts that you're going to be exploring, introducing those, not diving deep and unpacking all of the minutiae of them, but like but bringing those concepts into their awareness so that then they can be like, oh wow, yeah, that's my missing piece. You know, so for example, I've shared with you recently in our one-on-one time that the piece around self-importance has been a huge game changer for me. It's not like the concept of increasing your self-importance to match the size of your heart came in, and I was like, oh my God. And that was the start of a journey that may well continue for years. I don't know, or I may move through it for the next 3 months, and then it alchemizes, and like dropping the concept is almost essential for people to go, I want that. But not
did you say dropping the concept?
Yeah, like dropping the concept and then giving us some context to that in terms of how it plays out at the moment. You know, like for example, if your creative flow is only based on a needs basis for your work, then you're actually treating yourself like a factory and not like a creative muse at all.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, that concept of refilling the well and having beautiful synergistic flow with the creator, the great creator, the great creative force, so that you can be prolific without burnout and all of these things. Actually about aligning ourselves to that flow and allowing ourselves to receive that flow first for ourselves, and then we serve from that flow state, from the overflow. What often happens is we tap into it for others and bypass ourselves, and then wonder why our potency, our efficacy as leaders
is sacrificed.
And that's because we're not leading ourselves first.
We're
putting the other first, believing it's humility, when in fact it's not, because it dilutes the importance of everything that comes through the channel. And so like if you could drop a concept that you're going to unpack deeply and you're going to do processes around on the retreat, and you don't need to do any processes, but you set the context for why those processes.
That's powerful. Okay,
so
that's
that I desire it, right? So that we actually know what it is. What is this product that you're asking me to buy, right? The product is an experience in this case, but I don't know anything about the experience. General, do you know what I mean? Like, for example, if you're deciding if you're going to go to this Michelin hat restaurant or this one, you might look at this set menu, their menu, and be like, well, I'm vegetarian, so I'd prefer this one over this one, because this one doesn't have vegetarian options. And yet, like, it's almost like we haven't seen the menu.
Okay, okay, that's great.
Like we need to see the menu and know who the chefs are and and know, you know, where like more about the venue. And it's like, you know, what sort of experience do you desire to have? Do you want to get dressed up in a cocktail dress and sit by the harbor, or do you want to wear a black tie gown and sit indoors in a, do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, give us the details, give us the taste of the experience so that we have the opportunity to desire it. At this point, I feel like people may have read some of the copy and been like, oh, that's a cool concept.
That's what's happened. Yeah.
As opposed to, oh my God, I want that.
That's an experience I desire.
That's an experience I desire. So it's actually your job and your co-creator's job to bring that experience into the 3D before it's happened.
Okay,
Showcase
that's
it,
really great.
Market it. Yeah.
Okay, that's given me lots of food for thought.
That's so good. And definitely the trip to UYSC is a great call.
Yeah, I think so.
There's one more piece, and that is decide it's happening.
Yeah, that's right, because there is this part of me that's like, oh fuck, I don't know if it will happen, because people usually need time to prepare,
and there's this like half in, half out energy.
Decide
if you want to do it, and if you desire to do it, if you desire to create and to share this experience with others, be all in. It's happening. It's on this date. This is what's going to happen in the first day. Plan the details.
We do have all that planned. Yeah, it's just I think it's this. I see the clock ticking, and
it's almost like you're waiting for the buyer to lead you. And that's not how it works.
Yeah, you're right.
Like you're like, oh, if you want that product, then we'll make it.
Yeah, you're right.
No, it's got to be made for them to decide if they want to buy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you have to go first. And so there's that feeling of spend the next 3 days, emotional authority, spend the next 3 days deciding together, are you all in or not? And if you're not all in, postpone it or cancel it. If you're all in, be all in.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's really great, Tori.
Yeah.
All right. I feel like
that's clicked now.
Yeah. I should have spoken to you about this a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's like, why
information that would have been useful a couple of weeks ago.
I know. Yeah. I think we've just been so sick. Though. We've all been so ill,
look back at where you were a couple of weeks ago. You couldn't have posted that information.
I was in bed for 4 days.
Would not have been useful.
It wouldn't have landed. You're right. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that because I want to capture all of what you've just said, and